First of all, don't even start the carousel until you know who and the what. Who is this advice for? You know, when you watch Dr. Phil, do you know Dr. Phil?
No.
Or when you watch these daytime talk shows, like Oprah or whatever it is,
Okay.
right? You know how they'll have a guest on,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and like they're trying to do like this intervention with the guest,
Yeah.
but the guest is completely making an ass out of themselves. Do you understand what I mean?
No.
Like, for example, like let's say some kid comes up and it's like, let's say some teenager comes up and this teenager is like dressing like a slut and like doing drugs and doing all the bad things, and he's like, I don't care, I do what I want, I'm authentic. And then the mom is concerned. That's why the mom brought the daughter to the show. And the mom is like, oh, and Dr. Phil is trying to help her and be like, hey. And then she's like, I don't care. I'm my own person. Like, whatever, I do what I want. Like Cartman. like,
Okay.
like that teenager is basically making a complete ass out of herself.
Yeah.
And the fact that she's there making an ass out of herself in front of millions of people alone is already educational.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's showing millions of people that when you just do whatever you want and you act like that, that's what you look like.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I
Yeah.
mean? So here's the thing. The way Dr. Phil should talk to that teenager, if he wants to help that teenager, is totally different than how he would talk to that teenager if the message is for the audience.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like when I'm on a one-on-one debate with somebody where we're the only one sitting in a room and there's nobody else, it's just me debating this person, my goal is to actually change your mind.
Yeah.
Right? That's the whole purpose of the debate. But if I'm having a debate with somebody on stage, my goal is not to change that person's mind. That person's mind is not going to be changed. My goal is to change the audience's mind.
Mm-hmm.
So even though I'm talking to the debater, the way I'm going to talk to that debater is going to be totally different in front of an audience versus alone. I'm just talking to them. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the goal is different. And the reason why the goal is different, because even though I'm debating you on stage, let's say, I know that there's an audience. So I'm not really talking to you.
Yeah.
I'm talking to the audience. Yeah. I'm talking to the audience through you. That's what I'm really doing,
Yeah.
right? Whereas if there is no audience, I'm actually talking to you. So that's what I mean by sometimes I'm talking to the person who's actually doing the wrong thing. And sometimes I'm talking to the audience to point out how people do the wrong shit. And you can kind of tell, right? Like a lot of times when I make a post, some people are like, oh, yeah, like that's so true. These people are so stupid, blah, 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 not realizing that they're one of those people. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
That means it didn't work, right? But those posts are much easier for me to make. The posts where I'm like, these fake gurus selling online courses, blah, 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 and people start commenting like, yeah, these people are so blah, blah, blah. You know, like it's so, people are so oblivious. Like, you know what most fake gurus do?
Mm,
Do you know how fake gurus sell their fake guru course?
they promise.
They come on, they say, don't listen to these fake gurus out there trying to sell you this stuff.
Okay.
Not knowing that they're the fake guru. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So things like that can happen when I'm usually talking to the audience and making fun of this person, the subject, right? But let's say I'm talking to the subject, like directly.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, I know that you want to sell these high-end ticket courses, blah, blah, blah. But have you ever considered that maybe you're doing this, blah, 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 in a more softer way?
Yeah.
Then it might not get the wide range of people like, yeah, it's not going to get that.
Yeah.
But deep inside, it'll actually change people. You know, the content that actually performs the best, meaning gets a lot of views and shit like that, usually are like the least helpful ones.
Yeah.
The most helpful content that I've seen, that I've been impacted by, are usually not the popular ones, but where I see it and I can see myself in it. I'm like, ah, fuck, I'm doing that. Yeah. But I'm too embarrassed to admit. So I'm never
Mhm.
going to go comment and be like, hey. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
so that's why I say who you speak to is so, like, a lot of people I don't think understand this when I say know your audience, who you speak to. Like, make sure you don't start writing anything until you know who you're speaking to.
Mhm.
When I say that, most people are like, it just goes on in one year and out the other. Yeah, I know who I'm talking to. I know my audience. But that's what they're
Yeah.
thinking. I'm like, no, that's not what I mean. You have to know who you're speaking to, because when you're talking to that person you're debating directly versus you're talking to the audience, those are two different people, and the content's going to come out differently.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And even like in that situation, you could be talking to the woman who gave the advice, or you could be talking to the woman who asked for the advice, like
Oh,
who had
okay.
the
Okay.
issue,
Okay.
right? And the way what you would say to this person is different than
Yeah.
what you would say to this person. This is why knowing the who is so important.
Yeah.